And we have one present online. Dr. Vice Chair Nabalin Kinney will be participating online. We will do the Pledge of Allegiance. And Chief Spencer, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Chief Spencer. Now I'll have the adoption of agenda. I would accept a motion to adopt the agenda as listed.
The agenda is listed.
Motion by Member O'Hara Block. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Member Elrod. Well, we have to do a roll call. All in favor? Oh, sorry, no. We have to do a roll call. Dr. Severe. Oh, okay. We can do a voice vote. So all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, it passes unanimously, 9-0. We will move on to awards and recognitions. Dr. Battle. Oh, before Dr. Battle comes, I think let me make a couple announcements. And we will have a board meeting on Monday, November 10th at 5 p.m. We're having it on Monday, November 10th, due to Veterans Day being on the 11th. So we are meeting the day before, the business day before. So there will be a board meeting on November 10th at 5 p.m. Due to the Veterans Day holiday. And then also, I'd like to remind people that later on this week, on Thursday, there'll be Principal for a Day. So through Pencil, you can look through the Pencil website to be able to participate. And also, you'll see several board members, like Member Taylor at Berkshire, so he can actually be your principal for today. Okay. Dr. Battle, we'll move to you for awards and recognitions.
All right, thank you so much, Chair Blair. And good evening, board members. It's so good to be with you again, albeit that I'm not in person. But tonight, we get to celebrate an outstanding principal, an award-winning art teacher, and two tremendous teams of student athletes. Each of them has represented their school and the district with great skill and dedication, and I appreciate all of them for what they have done. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Michael Cass from the MNPS communications team, who's going to tell you a little bit more about each of tonight's honorees. Michael, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you, Dr. Battle. First up tonight is Dr. Fred Hewitt, principal of DuPont Tyler Middle School, who has been named to the 2025 class of National Distinguished Principals by the National Association of Elementary School Principals, which represents and celebrates both elementary and middle school leaders. Dr. Hewitt and the other 42 principals in the 2025 class were honored at an NAESP conference in Washington, D.C. last week. Dr. Hewitt has led DuPont Tyler since 2019, after previously serving as the assistant principal at DuPont Hadley Middle School, where his work earned him recognition as a National Distinguished Assistant Principal. He is known for leading DuPont Tyler to Level 5 status, the highest possible rating, in the Tennessee Value-Added Assessment System for the past 3 years, and for creating a culture of inclusion throughout the school. Principal Hewitt, congratulations on this well-deserved national honor, and let's get a photo of you up front with the board. Next up is Tamika Lake, an outstanding art teacher at H.G. Hill Middle School. Ms. Lake recently was named the Middle Tennessee Art Educator of the Year by the Tennessee Art Education Association. Ms. Lake is known for holding high expectations for every student and taking time to understand how they think and how they experience the world. This helps her build strong, positive relationships. She challenges students to think critically and engage deeply when they are in creative mode, and they create artwork that reflects their identities, cultural backgrounds, and lived experiences. By connecting art activities to students' lives beyond school, she is able to truly see and honor who they are. Ms. Lake was recognized last weekend at TAEA's annual conference in Murfreesboro. Congratulations, and let's get a photo. Tonight, we also have two athletic teams that were top performers this fall in the state of Tennessee. First is Bellevue Middle School's girls volleyball team, which was the TMSAA Class A volleyball state runner-up this fall. You can come on. So the Owls rolled through the regular season undefeated on their way to the city championship. They continued their winning ways when they got to the state tournament, finishing the season with an overall record of 30 wins and just 3 losses. Throughout their run to the championship game, the Owls displayed great teamwork, tenacity, and heart. Congratulations to all the student athletes, to Coach Goodner, to Principal Swihart, and to all the family members and staff who have supported the team. Now let's get one official photo. Finally, we have the McGavick High School Unified Flag Football Team. Two weekends ago at the TSSAA State Championship Tournament, the Raiders tied Maryville during pool play and then defeated Summit, Ravenwood, Franklin, and Maryville on their way to the championship game. Their quarterfinal victory over Franklin featured one of the most exciting, miraculous endings you could imagine, with a Raider interception and touchdown return with just 8 seconds left on the clock for a 12-7 win. In the end, the Raiders finished as TSSAA state runners-up for 2025, a glorious season in which they became known for their teamwork, discipline, coachability, and sportsmanship. Congratulations to the student athletes, to Coach Leviticus, to Principal Jackson, and to all the families and staff members who have supported the program. Let's get a photo. One, two, three. And now I'll turn it back over to Dr. Battle to close us out.
All right, thank you so much, Michael. I just want to say thank you to everyone. We recognize tonight for your hard work, for your commitment to teamwork, and for the way you represent MNPS in school, in the classroom, and on the field and the court. You all make us so proud of you. Keep up the great work and just keep shining and sharing your talents with the entire Nashville community and the state of Tennessee and, of course, the world. So, again, kudos to everyone we've recognized. Chair Player, I'll turn it back over to you.
I want to get an opportunity for Vice Chair Namala Kinney, since she's not here present, but beaming with pride, since 2 of her schools have been recognized. We're here for a photo. If you want to say a few words, I'll open it to you.
I've talked to both of them already, but I'm super, super proud and excited that McGavick and the McGavick cluster, as well as DuPont Tyler, are being recognized for the phenomenal work that they're doing in our district. So kudos and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. And thank you, students. I know it's a school night, so feel free to leave whenever you need to, so you can get back to your evening, your evening chores and hopefully homework. Now we'll turn it back to Dr. Battle for a director's report.
All right, thank you, Board Chair Player, and thank you again to all of our board members. Tonight, I'm looking forward to a presentation from our team that builds on our previous conversations about the Academies of Nashville strategic plan. Specifically, our goal of ensuring excellence in citywide access to high-quality pathways that prepare students to be college and career ready. Following that, our outstanding leaders from the Pearl Cone cluster, yes, Pearl Cone, will share their journey map. They'll be demonstrating how they are working together across elementary, middle, and high schools to create guaranteed, personalized, and applied experiences that open doors to great opportunities beyond MNPS. I'll turn it over now to Chief of Strategy, Sarah Chan, to walk through the great work happening to strengthen and support college and career readiness.
Thank you, Dr. Battle. Good evening, Board. I'm excited to be sharing with you continued updates from our Academies of Nashville strategic plan. So this is the second of our presentations so far, updating you on the Academies of Nashville strategic plan. And we're going to be looking at this update through the lens of the Pearl Cone cluster and the great work that they are doing to continue to plan for outstanding student experiences through the lens of college and career readiness. So we'll just start by regrounding all of us in what the Academies of Nashville are. So the Academies of Nashville is a design that we've been using in the district now for almost 20 years at all of our zoned high schools, where each one of our 12 zoned high schools is organized into smaller career-oriented academies. So that rather than having our kids be, in many ways lost in the flow of being a part of a large high school, our kids get part of this bespoke experience of having their school actually broken down into these smaller academies that are then organized around our students' career interests so that they can be part of something that is greater for themselves and see how their learning can be applied to their post-secondary lives. So that is oriented on this idea of each one of our students having access to a college and career pathway at every single one of their schools, again, for every single one of our students who are part of those 12 zoned high schools. Second of all, those academies are supported by partnerships that bring learning to life. So each one of our academies is supported by industry partners and post-secondary partners who help make sure that the instruction in that academy is relevant and hands-on and applied in a way that helps prepare our students for their future careers. And last of all, the Academies of Nashville is a nationally recognized model. MNPS wasn't the first to have career academies, but we were among the first in the nation to organize all of our zoned high schools in accordance with this model. And that model has been replicated at districts all over the country. And through the Nashville Hub, we do continue to have visitors from all over the country and all over the world who come to learn more about that academy experience. So why do we have a 2030 Academies of Nashville strategic plan, given this long history and this track record of success through our academies? Well, the first component of it is just making sure that we are reaffirming our promise to our students. So looking deeply at each one of our career academies and the pathways that are embedded within them, and making sure that those pathways still make sense for our students in 2025. And as we see that industries continue to change, career opportunities for our students continue to change, college and post-secondary opportunities continue to evolve, that we are taking a deep, continuous look at these programs and making sure that they still make sense and are relevant for our students. Second, our 2030 Academies of Nashville strategic plan is designed to make sure that we are strengthening our partnerships for the future. So continuing to deepen our collaboration with industry, higher education, and our community stakeholders, all of whom have continued to evolve a great deal in the nearly 20 years since the Academy's model was first launched in Nashville. And last of all, I think I've gestured at this with those previous two bullets, but innovating for that next generation. We know that this Academy model has had a demonstrated track record of success for our students, but we also want to make sure that MNPS is continuing to lead nationally in this space. And because of that, we are continuing to innovate and make sure that our pathways, the skills that we're supporting, and those college and career readiness opportunities that we're offering make sense for our students in 2025 and beyond. So I shared this slide with you all the last time that I was presenting on the Academies of Nashville 2030 strategic plan. But once again, just to ground ourselves in the fact that nearly 20 years ago, we really transformed the face of high school instruction in MNPS by transforming all of our zone high schools into that career academy model. And because much has changed since we first launched those academies, we know our approach to the academies must continue to evolve as well. And we believe that as a district, we are uniquely well positioned relative to certainly any other district in the country to evolve this model in a way that makes sense for our students, makes sense for our schools and for our communities, because we pioneered this academy model in the first place, and we are the right district to set the course on where we're going from here. So we start our Academies of Nashville strategic plan by grounding ourselves in the mission, vision, and core values of the Academies of Nashville. So the mission of the Academies of Nashville is to help our students build ownership and agency over their school experience and provide them with support to overcome obstacles while supporting them to strive for excellence. And our vision is that we are preparing students for the workforce of the 21st century by giving them access to high-quality post-secondary learning and career opportunities. We do this by committing to our 4 core values of the Academies of Nashville. Just a fun fact, 3 of these date back to the founding of the Academies model in Nashville. And then one, of course, we've added. I'm sure you can all guess which one from my previous presentations. But those core values are relationships, making sure that in those small learning communities, kids are deeply connected to one another and that they're deeply connected to the faculty that make up that academy, the faculty and staff that make up that academy. Second, relevance, making sure that we are guaranteeing that the educational experiences we're offering our students through the academies is applicable and makes sense with our students' future college and career goals. Rigor, making sure that our curriculum is rigorous and challenging and aligned to future leadership opportunities for our students. And readiness, this is the 4th core value for this cycle of the Academies of Nashville strategic plan, guaranteeing that our students are ready to earn that CCR credential and our track for college and career. So once again, we've organized the Academies of Nashville 2030 goals around these 5 priorities. Excellence in citywide access to high quality pathways, excellence in embedded advanced academics, excellence in advising and transitions, excellence in academy educator support, and excellence in nationwide branding and messaging. Last time that I was presenting to you all on the Academies of Nashville, we then did a deep dive in goal number 2 around embedded advanced academics. Today, we're going to be looking more deeply at excellence in citywide access to high quality pathways and how that work makes sense and is truly exemplified, specifically through the work of the Pearl Cone Cluster, which you'll be hearing more about today, but is the foundation for how we are approaching this Academies of Nashville work throughout the entire city. So again, goal 1 is excellence in citywide access to high quality pathways. And we have a 3-part vision for what we mean when we say that all of our students deserve excellence in their access to high quality pathways. 1, we are committing to having a reimagined pathway map for the full district that shows which experiences are available in each school, ensuring fair access for all of our students. Second, we are ensuring that there's a deliberate mix of pathways in each of our schools that promote career exploration, align to high-wage jobs, and prepare students for their desired post-secondary experience, and that students are not closed off to any of those opportunities because of the school that they attend. And third, a highly engaged partnership council with clear roles that promote strong, well-resourced partnerships in all of our 12 zoned high schools. So just like last time, I'm going to update you a little bit on the specific strategies that we are using to get to that vision and where we are in the progress of implementing each of those strategies as well. So we have 4 strategies that support that vision that we discussed on the previous slide. First of all, creating that ideal state map that defines the criteria for pathway selection and ensures that pathways map to clear post-secondary opportunities. That work is already underway. We have a steering committee that we've launched in the district that is continuing to review data and make sure that our future state pathways map, which will be completed by the end of this year, makes sense with industry data, with what we're seeing in the labor market, and makes sense with post-secondary opportunities that are available to our students. Second of all, we are establishing a multi-year pathway modification process to make sure that there is stability in the student experience and effective engagement of students, schools, founding partners, community members, and the support hub in that work. That design work is going to be started in the spring. You may know we already do have a pathway modification process. What we are specifically driving towards in this redesign is a multi-year process that is projecting out what kinds of pathways may eventually need to be sunset or developed in each schools, because of course our schools don't experience high school in a year, our kids don't experience high school in a year. We want to make sure we're building that out in an arc that makes sense with that student experience over their 4-year trajectory in their school. Third of all, we are amplifying the guaranteed personalized and applied learning experiences in our schools to ensure strong alignment with post-secondary goals. We talked about this a little bit last time. This is where we're really making sure that we're building out what some of these applied learning experiences are for our students. Through the Academies of Nashville, all of our students have access to a senior capstone, but making sure that those capstone opportunities are just the best that they can be for our kids and really make sense for their career goals. And third, that we are continuing to strengthen the role of the Partnership Council to ensure students have strong connections to industry and higher education partners. That work is launching in spring of 2026. So you've seen this slide every time I've presented, actually. But there is a key update to it that I want to bring all of y'all's attention to. So tonight we're going to be talking about the college and career ready status that is part of the state's evolving accountability indicator. So the state holds us accountable for making sure students are college and career ready, which they measure through the 4 outcomes that you can see on the right of the screen. 1, that our students earn an ACT of 21 or higher, or an SAT of 1060 or higher. Second, that they earn a qualifying score on the ASVAB, which is the military entrance exam. Third, that they successfully earn college credentials through an early post-secondary opportunity, which are the types of courses that are listed along the bottom of the slide. And third, that they earn a high value or tier 3 industry credential. And those values are set by the state. That's outside of our control. It's a TDOE decision. Or they earn a middle tier, which is a tier 2 credential, and one other additional credential, either a tier 2 or a tier 3. And as a reminder, this is how the state measures not just whether or not our students are graduating from high school, but whether there are those indicators that our students are graduating from high school truly ready to participate in the economy of 2025, whether through going directly to work or to post-secondary opportunities or to the military as well. So today you're going to hear a little bit more from the Pearl Cone Cluster and how they are taking advantage of these EPSOs in their own school through AP, through dual enrollment, including the expansion of early college, local dual credit, and industry credentials. These make up the advanced academic offerings in the Pearl Cone Cluster and are the, in many cases, the culminating experiences of the great work of redesigning pathways. That is the bread and butter of where we are going with the Academies of Nashville strategic plan. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Renita Perry, our Chief of Academics and Schools, who will be introducing the principals of the Pearl Cone Cluster.
Good evening. It is my privilege to introduce to you the Pearl Cone Cluster, one of the first clusters to bring MNPS Reimagined to life. From the very beginning, Pearl Cone has modeled what it means to translate our district's bold vision into daily experiences that make every student known, challenged, and supported to thrive. When we launched MNPS Reimagined, we committed to a new way of organizing and supporting our schools, one that centers the head, heart, hands, and feet of every graduate in our district. Each cluster was asked to identify its identity around a clear set of pathways, partnerships, and supports that reflect its community's history, strengths, and aspirations. Pearl Cone Cluster did just that. This cluster represents the power of the GPA journey embedded in MNPS Reimagined. The guaranteed foundation in our elementary schools, a personalized middle grades experience, and an applied high school experience where learning connects directly to college, career, and community. Pearl Cone embodies the uniform strategies outlined in our MNPS Reimagined framework. Strong instructional coherence in literacy and math, intentional SEL supports, community partnerships through Community Achieves, and sustained professional development that strengthens classroom culture and engagement. But beyond structure, this cluster demonstrates the spirit of MNPS Reimagined, uniting educators, families, and community partners around a shared belief that our students' brilliance deserves both opportunity and expectation. The Pearl Cone Cluster has created a true ecosystem of belonging and purposey where legacy and innovation work hand in hand. As one of the first clusters to reimagine what's possible for our students, Pearl Cone continues to light the way, showing us how a strong, unified cluster identity can drive social, emotional well-being, and equitable access to opportunity for all. Let's welcome our Pearl Cone cluster principles where history shapes vision, community drives purpose, and every student's journey leads to a future without limits. Come on up, Pearl Cluster principles.
And before you get started, to the gentleman who has the camera in his hand, if you would like to come on the other side of the wall, you do have permission to do so if you need a better camera shot. You continue.
Good evening. I invite you to join us on a journey through the Pearl Cone Cluster. I am Dr. Brent Luther, the proud principal of Hull Jackson Elementary School, a level 5 school where our students are academically, socially, and emotionally well-rounded, where doves are soaring to new heights.
Hey, hello, I'm Dr. Casey Campbell, proud principal of Level 5 designated Cockrell Elementary School. We are transformative because every day we instill the belief in our students that Cockrell Cougars can.
Hello, I'm Dr. Ashley Thomas. I'm the proud principal of Park Avenue, where we are the home of the Polar Bears. We are the headliners. We're the headliners because we set the standard. We also capture the attention of our learners. We reflect our community's hopes, and we also inspire. We are the driving force behind our community.
Good evening. I am Dr. Tisha Wilson. I am the proud principal of Jones Elementary, where excellence takes center stage. Our word is perform, where we perform in the arts and academics. Hashtag Bet on Jones.
Good evening, everyone. I am Kenneth Bonner, the proud principal of the Robert Churchwell Museum Magnet Elementary School. Our museum night is tonight where we showcase our talent, but our word is composers. We write, create, and develop the futures of tomorrow. We are where students come to develop their masterpiece. Hashtag well educated.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jeremy Riggs. I am honored to serve at Level 5 John Early Museum Magnet Middle, the Vanderbilt Model School. We are game changers for equity who lead with courage. We dismantle barriers to opportunity, and we ensure every scholar feels seen, valued, and empowered to thrive.
All right, good evening, school board. I am Dr. Jawan Davis, the proud and passionate principal of the great Moses McKissick Middle School, where Tigers excel together. I serve, and we serve as the engineer of the cluster, because when you come to our school, we enhance the dreams of scholars and fine-tune their self-identity.
Hello, I am Dr. Harrington, principal of Pearl Cone High School, where we amplify amplify student experiences and guide them towards college and career success with pride. TK Fain is our board representative.
All right, so in case you have not been able to capture what our theme is, we are the Digital Media Communications and Health Science Cluster. We are Pearl Cone. Can you all believe 4 out of 8 of our schools were actually level 5? That's something to be proud about. In case you don't know where we're located, we're in the heart of Nashville. I'm from Nashville, and it's historic in North Nashville. I would like for you all to know how proud we are of our excellence that we are continuing to cultivate in our school, not only in our school, but in our community. Also, I would like to say that if you have a chance to come by, please visit us. In any of our 8 schools, you will notice that our students are the brightest scholars. Also, that we prepare them to be leaders in digital communications and health sciences.
All right, join us on a journey through the lens of a student, and we actually brought some of our students here today. Capturing the experiences of every learner at each stage of their journey through our historic cluster as an early college focused on digital communications and health sciences. At our elementary schools, students receive a guaranteed valuable curriculum and are exposed to AVID principles, building a foundation for college and career readiness. In middle schools, we personalize learning and deepen these skills through exploration and partnerships with local MNPS universities and colleges. By high school, students are engaged in applied preparation that accelerates their readiness for college and careers, setting them on a path to success. And you can see one of our high school students right here in action.
So let's talk about Christopher. Christopher joined our cluster in elementary school with a quiet brilliance. Though silent at times, his strength has been built through the performing arts and the museum opportunities at Jones, Hull Jackson, and Churchwell Elementary School. Through his involvement in the performing arts productions like The Lion King, and his work as a museum docent, he developed confidence and communication skills that enabled him to collaborate effectively with others and create personalized learning approaches during his transition to John Early and the exploration of the university model. Great job.
Now let's meet Tyran. Tyran is not here, but in spirit he is. So now let's meet Tyran. When choosing an elementary school, Tyran's parents prioritized a neighborhood school with a strong sense of community. At Park Avenue in Cockrell, Tyran found belonging through a loving and committed staff. His teachers supported his learning through AVID strategies, which helped him set goals and reflect on his own progress. His teachers supported his learning through AVID. Their facilitation and guidance cultivated his ability to advocate for his needs as a learner. Equipped with these tools, Tyran is confident in taking charge of his learning as he moves on to McKissick Middle School.
Meet Jaciana and Prince. Jaciana and Prince developed a previously untapped interest at John Early through our AVID-influenced medical detective program. They are able to learn through defined strategies and scientific inquiry so that through questioning, they can learn more about their academics as well as themselves. The accelerated opportunities provided at John Early allow them to take full advantage of the limitless pathways to the Vanderbilt Scholarship. They also learn that they have been prepared to unlock 2 established pathways at Pearl Cone, the next stop in their educational journey.
All right, after gaining a school experience that grounds them at Cockrell and Park Avenue, Tyran stepped on the campus of Moses McKissick Middle School, able to cultivate his talents and dreams, not just at a school, but a supportive family. We are a family at Moses McKissick. Tyran receives a personalized academic experience by way of monthly goal setting and differentiated instruction in every content area. And he extends his career exploration by participating in the one-of-a-kind Tigers Explore Academy, where scholars choose from the pathways of barbering, cosmetology, robotics, pre-medicine, print design, and digital arts. You guys should come. Every week, and this is every week, this is not a club, but once every semester, Tiger staff, local business owners, and nearby universities like Tennessee State University walk alongside our Tigers to provide rigorous instruction, gentle accountability, tutoring opportunities, and kinesthetic experiences that allow us to build future scientists, entrepreneurs, and healthcare professionals. After attending Moses McKissick Middle School, all Tigers are well on their way to becoming well-rounded pearl cone firebirds in the making.
Welcome to the high school experience at Pearl Cone Early College High School with an emphasis in health science and an academy of entertainment industry. Every scholar has the opportunity to earn an associate's degree in health science from Nashville State, saving 2 years of college tuition and time. From freshman to senior year, students engage in advanced academic courses and participate in MNPS university visits while receiving full support through the college application, scholarship, and financial aid process, removing barriers to higher education. All students take career pathway courses that offer industry certifications such as medical assisting, hair braiding, Adobe Premiere, Adobe Photoshop, and project management. Students also participate in job shadowing. We are preparing them to contribute to our local economy upon graduation. Pearl Cone students are active in clubs, academic esports, and youth court, with their voices amplified through student government and student-led incentives. Our championship-winning athletic programs open doors to D1 scholarships. At Pearl Cone, we accelerate opportunities that build generational wealth. This is the high school experience.
So hopefully you got a lot of information at this point, but I'm going to come try to bring you a close here. We are the cluster that encourages the talents of our students from the first day they're with us. From showcasing the performance abilities of all the students to amplifying their scientific genius through the health sciences. We are committed to providing consistent college exposure, guided exploration of the college experience, and engagement with all of the MNPS university schools. Our 3 E's not only guide our work, but ensure we provide the preparation needed for college and careers of the future. We encourage you to come out and see firsthand the brilliance that is only developed in the Pearl Cone cluster. And we say, hashtag, excellence lives here. Thank you very much.
Let's give it up for our Pearl Cone cluster principals and our students. Let's go ahead and get our students here in the middle as we close out so that we can see you and we can get a picture of you all with your board member. The Pearl Cone cluster reminds us what MNPS Reimagined looks like in action, where our vision becomes a reality for our students, our families, and our communities. We see our youngest learners here, Christopher in kindergarten, all the way through our middle school students and our high school students. Every educator, every partner, and every leader in this cluster is working together to ensure that every student is known, nurtured, and prepared academically, socially, and emotionally. The work here has shown that when we align instruction, culture, and community partnerships under a shared cluster identity, student opportunity expands and outcomes accelerate. Pearl Cone, thank you to our principals. Thank you to Edie Winfrey for your work. Thank you to Board Member Fain for her advocacy. So as we continue this work together, let's carry forward a model of legacy, innovation, and impact of the Pearl Cone cluster, one that embodies what it means to reimagine public education in Nashville. Thank you, and I turn it over to Dr. Battle and the board.
All right, thank you so much to the Pearl Cone leaders, the entire team. Thank you all for leading the way and just leading with so much excellence. It's just so brilliant to see our young students here and really showcasing their talents every day. Thank you to Chief Chien, Chief Perry. Thank you to Edie Winfrey for your leadership, for supporting this wonderful cluster to success. And Chair Player, I'll turn it back over to you. I will see if there's any questions or feedback that we can provide to the board to just continue to elevate and highlight all the greatness and the work happening with the journey maps with all of our clusters. Thank you.
Board members, any questions or comments? Surprise, surprise. Member Fain.
First off, great job, District 5. Y'all see I got my shirt, I came prepared, wore my pen, all the things. I am always elated to represent the Pearl Cone cluster. I'm very proud of the work that we are continuing to do. I am so excited about all the programs that we're going to explore. I love seeing the white coats. Christopher, good job, young man. I'm just so, always so proud. I wouldn't be in this seat if it wasn't for District 5 and how proud I am. And like you said, I've always been an advocate for the community, always been an advocate for just improving North Nashville as a whole. So keep up the good work, and I'll keep up the good fight. Thank y'all.
I am always excited to see a presentation from our cluster schools. And let me just say that it's such a joy to see you present with the young people. That brings an extra special meaning to it because that's who we fight for. That's who we represent. So thank you for bringing the young people along with you. Great job, Pearl Cone Cluster.
Anyone? Member Tyler?
Yeah, so as a graduate of Peabody myself, I would love to hear from John Early's principal a little bit about how that partnership is going, just to kind of hear about that transition to adding them in, because I am just so appreciative of their involvement, and also I know what they did at USN back in the day, and so it's just interesting to see how are we partnering with them now.
Yeah, so we're in our second year of partnership with Vanderbilt, and it's going really great. We started off the year, last year, not really knowing, like, okay, let's build this plane as we fly it. But we ended up, as a level 5, we saw a lot of growth specifically. Our growth scores were really high. And so what our primary focus was last year was we had Vanderbilt students that came in and tutored our students during one of our intervention blocks. And so they were paired up using data and some strategy with Vanderbilt professors. And we also had Vanderbilt professors that came in and helped us with planning and things like that. This year we have even gone beyond that. And so this semester we have 51 Vanderbilt tutors in our building every week. And so they either support in writing or they support in math. And it's a thing of beauty. They were there taking pictures today. So it's a really cool thing to see. But we've also made it really invested in concerted effort in our teachers for this year. So Vanderbilt professors lead action research groups for us once a week. And so our teachers, myself, my admin team, we're learners in that as we continue to grow in the things that are making our theory of action come to life. And Vanderbilt professors are leading that work for us. And so it's just really incredible to learn under them, but also for their students to get experience with us. And then, of course, ultimately, the end result is our kids are getting more tailored instruction, more support for exactly what they need.
That's amazing.
If I could just add on to that, first of all, just an enormous commendation to Dr. Riggs and the team of John Early for the work they've been doing on that partnership. I think as Dr. Riggs mentioned, this is the second year of the model school at Vanderbilt, so building the plane as we fly it, but just wanted to also point out a couple of the other pretty incredible design details that have been at place as we've been building out this model in a way that makes sense for MNPS. So John Early actually additionally hosts Vanderbilt classes on their own campus. So Vanderbilt students who are taking classes at Peabody actually, when in the course of their normal instruction, come to John Early's campus to take classes on site, which, as Dr. Riggs was saying, is just an incredible exposure for their students to the realities and the great opportunities of working in a middle school like the ones we have here at MNPS. And then another thing that I just wanted to also give Dr. Riggs credit for is, as part of the model school work, he and his team actually facilitate a bus tour of the North Nashville neighborhood for new students who are joining from Vanderbilt to make sure that those Vanderbilt students are getting connected to the community, getting connected to the neighborhood in which they're operating, so they can be maximally effective in supporting our students. And again, I'm just giving the credit to Dr. Riggs and his team at John Early, because this has become such an incredibly powerful template for how we can leverage these kinds of partnerships in our existing zoned middle schools.
And I will also say, thank you for reminding me, Chief Chen, we do have 4 classes that meet on our campus, Vanderbilt campus. And with Dr. Benbow's, the Dean of Education, and Dr. Battle's approval and all these things and blessing, the Vanderbilt staff are actually very invested in what we do. So we meet every 2 weeks as a steering committee just to talk about how we can get better at what we're doing. But to think that the leader of secondary education at Vanderbilt is sitting down and tutoring one of our children is a pretty powerful thing that they don't know how powerful it is yet. But last week we had the chance to go to Vanderbilt, and our Avid class went to Vanderbilt and had a learning experience, and they sat in on one of the classes and they did some makerspace, and they looked at a research lab. But they sat at the tables in a freshman class. They reviewed an article, and then when it came time, the professor said, "Do any John Early scholars have something to say?" And of course we did. And according to my Avid teacher, we were right on point. So we're excited for the whole partnership.
That's great. And then I'm assuming, but just want to double check and make it so say it to the public. We're taking the lessons that we're learning from there, and we're also able to apply them, I assume, to all of our schools where we see the need. It's not just this one school is the only one benefiting from this, but this is a partnership that's going to benefit everybody in MNPS, I would assume. So
Absolutely. And we certainly consider this to be a template that we can continue to build on as we think about expanding these types of partnerships to other schools.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Any other comments, questions? Member Elrod?
Thank you. So my first question is, and I apologize that I did not catch all of it for Moses McKissick, is that there are already pathways lined up there that seem to mirror with what's going on at Pearl Cone. But I must admit, I didn't realize that was going on at your school. And I don't know that to be exactly normal in most of our middle schools. So can you tell me how that, I figured you might want to elaborate that. So I would like to give the opportunity to elaborate on how did that get started? How long has that been going on? What benefits or challenges have you seen?
Okay.
And does it, I'm making the assumption that it lines up with what's available at Pearl Cone, but does it line up with Pearl Cone, and how does that work out?
It does. So I'll say this is my second year at Moses McKissick Middle School. Last year we started it, so it was building a plane while flying it. I would give the credit to the MNPS Community Partnerships division of MNPS. They brought it to my attention and said, hey, we have partners that would love to come inside of Moses McKissick to, provide these different resources. And so I said, okay, let's sit down and plan. And so we had RoboThink, Mr. Bond Science Guys, Children's Theater. And so these companies came to us, and we have an innovative school model grant that we've utilized. And instead of, just taking kids to different tours, we decided to build something in-house. I know we are, Moses McKissick is a smaller school, and we're in the middle of branding to ensure we get all the kids across the city to come and see the great value that we have. On board to Pearl Cone, once we found out that they were early college with health and science, we said, okay, well, let's kind of shift our mode from just different exploration opportunities to really focusing in on health science. And so our nurse, Nurse Burke, she's helping out with some different pre-medicine. We also connect with Tennessee State University. We have a couple of classroom associates who just graduated from exercise, health, and science. And they immediately jumped on and said, okay, I have connections with TSU and their exercise and health science. Okay, well, let's connect with them to get them to come over. So just overall, a team effort from the district who planted this seed for the Innovative School Model Grant, but then us venturing out and finding those partners to come with us. So a lot of amazing things that are going on at the level 5 Moses McKissick Middle School. They would hurt if I didn't say that, but we are also at level 5. But not just the academic piece. We want to marry everything. We want to marry just academics as well as those opportunities. So, no, a lot of great things going on our campus.
So it's only been going on for 2 years.
2 years.
And there's already been some, which I think sounds like a wise decision, some editing to that to make sure that there's a focus based upon that early college process. Or
Yes, and so that's the key. And I'm glad you asked that second part of the question. It's always, we're still learning and growing and shaping those aspects of school. One aspect we found is sitting down with our partners, because it's not just jumping in. We have our scholars sign up, permission slips go out, parents are notified of what each program or pathway entails. And so every Friday we have that opportunity where at least 45 minutes partners come in and take advantage of the pathway experiences. Yeah.
Since you have the opportunity, are there any partnerships that you're looking for that you have not been able to guarantee yet?
So we want to extend health and science. I really believe firmly in healthcare. I know healthcare is past, present, and the future. I'm glad that our Pearl Cone cluster has adopted the early college health science program. I think we will strengthen our partnership with Pearl Cone and that streamline if we have more opportunities. One plug is hospitals. And I know Meharry Medical is one that comes to my mind, but I know it's some strong hospitals that are here that we can tap into bringing, health care to our campus. So that's just to name a few that comes to mind to strengthen that.
Okay.
But we want to bring and I'm glad that middle school, that's that guaranteed exploration. I want our scholars to explore every possible avenue to where when they get to high school, they have a better understanding of their dreams.
I think it's really interesting that y'all are already starting the pathway process.
Yep.
And I think it's, of course, wise strategically that it lines up with what's going on at Pearl Cone so that those opportunities can be further expanded and enforced. And then, of course, the beauty of our pathways, or one of the beauties of our pathways, is not every student sticks with what they graduate from within that pathway, but they learn the soft skills and other skills that can work into many other jobs, if not all other jobs. Correct. So I think it's really interesting. I will be watching it, and I probably will come by. I'll email you and probably ask, can I come see that? Because I think that sounds really interesting.
Join, or you can visit our social media, and you see different videos every week, really, of our scholars, kinesthetic learning and their experiences of barbering, cutting hair, and cosmetology, and robotics, and we have a tiger design and print shop that we're working on. So you can see all of it on our social media feed.
I will do that.
Thank you.
Thanks. I have another question. Sure. My other question, particularly because I know we have so many students, it's not going to be for you. I'm so sorry. Because I see a lot of college students in our room with us, which thank you and welcome for coming. And we are glad to see you and you being involved. us having museum magnet schools is a newer type of magnet school for our school system to have. Can you explain, and this can be open to anybody, includes our chiefs, I assume. Can you give us a definition of what is a museum magnet school and what makes that different? Because I know there's 2 of them inside your cluster.
All right. So museum magnet schools, there's a network of us across the United States. Every school is a little bit different, with the idea that the notion is that you build your school around museum practices. So specifically for our school, we have 2 discipline tracks. So at Robert Churchwell, students not only learn the art of the museum through the docent process. So they have 3 ways to do that. They learn how to curate a show, how to take care of artifacts, and then how to talk speakfully about those artifacts. So that's part of the program. That's open for 3rd through 5th grade students. But all of my students, like if you were at my school tonight, have the opportunity to be a classroom docent. And so my hallways, if you come right now, there is a thread that goes from one side of the building all the way up to the top of the building, because we're talking about the tapestry of learning. And so students in the hallways get the opportunity to talk about what they're learning through the Wit and Wisdom program, speaking about the things that they are learning in math, and able to have that experience. And then our docents that are 3rd grade, 4th grade, and 5th grade are in our actual museum inside of our school. And they're talking through the different exhibits that happen every 9 weeks. And so depending on your school, it kind of model changes. John Early takes that model and really amplifies students' ability to be a docent and be able to talk and be able to invite guests. But I have elementary school students, so we give them kind of a training ground to be there. But it's really hinging on students' ability to be able to understand the part of the museum and how they can use that to amplify their learning and speak to an audience about that.
And I can add, I echo everything Principal Bonner said, and he's doing some amazing things there. But I'm going to ask Jayciana to come up. Jayciana is one of our docents. And we actually have our museum night is coming up. We're celebrating our 90th anniversary, and so we're doing an exhibit on our 90th anniversary, tracing our roots all the way back to Bailey School and things like that. But Jayciana is one of our docents, and I just asked her just now if she would like to share what they're doing.
Awesome.
So when what we're working on is like we'll have these different cases. And like when you come into our school, we'll present our cases. Like my case, I'm working on this case. Mine is about John Early and who he was. But I think that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. That is very interesting about the curating of exhibits. I find that also very exciting. I recently had the opportunity to go to a performing arts school in DC, and it was one of their pathways. And it was, quite frankly, the pathway I was the most interested in, as it's frankly the pathway I probably would have chosen for myself if I would have known that that was a job that I could have done. And so I thought that that was so interesting. So that's also, I will come to see you. Beyond that, I've been at Park Avenue, so friendly and welcoming when I've been there. And I really have to give some kudos to Pearl Cone. I've had the pleasure of being able to go there for many different events. Some of them we've been told to put on by the state. And they have quickly risen to that. And it's been so impressive how well your students and your staff all work together, how quickly you can pull it together. And it's been such a lovely and proud moment, even though I am not your school board rep. So I just want to make sure that I publicly say it's been really impressive, and I so appreciate it on behalf of the entire district, because I know that some of those were not easy to quickly throw together, particularly the ones that were outside on your brand new turfed space. But we were there with the cicadas, and they did that. Commissioner of NFL, who I did not know, did not like those cicadas. So anyways, so I really appreciate everybody coming in. Y'all did a great job. You know our hearts. My baby Christopher, of course, got to speak, and so He is part of my heart. So you did a good job on that. But I really appreciate it. I will absolutely be looking into the museum pathway and otherwise, I should say. And my last question is, I guess, for Dr. Chin, and that is about the Academies of Nashville 2030. Is that for, I'm assuming that is for all schools and that all schools are involved inside the different committees that you're talking about within the goals. Is there an opportunity that board members are in on that, or how often are we going to be getting updates on that? Because a lot of it starts in the spring, it looks like.
Yeah, I can start answering that question. Then Dr. Battle, of course, if you want to jump in, I'm happy to do that as well. So we are right now deep in the phase of data analytics, just really making sure we absolutely understand which pathways are offered in our school, why, how it maps onto student interest, how it maps onto labor market data, how those industry credentials make sense for what our kids want to do or don't want to do. So we're still in that phase of really making sure that we have a deep understanding of the evidence behind what we're doing, and that we're therefore able to respond to that in the redesign plan. And just to affirm your previous statement, yes, it's true. The Academies of Nashville 2030 strategic plan is for all of our zoned high schools, all 12 of them, not just for Pearl Cone. We just like having the excuse of having such an awesome cluster with us to spotlight one component of that strategic plan. I know we'll be working really closely with Dr. Battle to make sure that as that data comes available, we're keeping the board engaged, so you all will have a chance to weigh in on how we're moving forward with that work. Dr. Battle, anything else you'd want to add?
Nope, thank you.
Member O'Hara Block.
This has been so fun. So thank you. Like legitimately fun and enjoyable to learn about what's happening at your schools, and to get to see students is so brilliant to have done that and have brought along kids. It's just always such a pleasure to get to see our scholars in person. My question is actually about the pathways, the access to high quality pathways, and this is probably for you, Chief Chin, but I have heard of capstone experiences. I'm familiar with the term of capstone experiences. What does it mean for us in MNPS? What does it mean for our students as they potentially have those experiences?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a historic commitment that's always been part of the design of the Academies of Nashville. It goes back to the Academies of Nashville founding, that for our students in their senior year, well, first of all, that through high school, our students should be building a portfolio of experiences that help make sure they're prepared for that post-secondary transition. And that as part of the senior year and as that part of that portfolio of work, kids then get access to some sort of capstone experience, whether it's an industry field trip or a work-based learning experience or an internship or something like that, that becomes sort of the culminating experience of their time in the Academies of Nashville. What we want to do through the 2030 strategic plan is really thinking about that guaranteed, personalized, and applied experiences where we're making sure that all of our kids have these have equitable access to these great opportunities, regardless of what school that they go to, that we're looking deeply at what those applied experiences are in the high school level. Then we're making sure that all of the experiences that our kids have make sense with that vision of that culminating experience. So I don't know exactly where we're going to land on that design decision, but the intention behind it is certainly to make sure through that commitment to the GPA experiences that when our kids finish their senior year, they're finishing with some kind of culminating experience that they can use on their resume, that they can use on a college application, that shows just the summative component of success and almost as a rite of passage for kids as they head into their post-secondary goals.
Thanks. It's helpful to understand it. So my understanding then of what you're saying is it's all students would have some sort of capstone experience, right? And this is you're probably early enough in the design phases of the redesign of this part that you won't know the answer to this question, but any sense of how we might evaluate whether or not those experiences are good and useful for students and leading them in the right direction, and what kinds of things we would use to know that the goals that you have for it are actually working?
Yeah, so we're starting by just doing a full understanding of all of our existing pathways in each of our high schools. And I think that's the enabling condition to being able to evaluate these subcomponents, right? Like, it doesn't make sense to say, hey, this is a great senior capstone experience, but it's a pathway that actually doesn't make sense for our students anymore. So as you kind of think through the order of operations about how we're implementing the Academies of Nashville strategic plan, the phase we are in right now of really testing each one of our pathway designs against the available EPSOs, against the tier of industry credentials that are available and how it makes sense with the CCR accountability framework, with the new labor market data, really making sure that all of our ducks are in order with that design. And then from there, we'll be able to look at those individual components, those other like design dimensions that make up what the pathways are, like a senior capstone, like the preparation that they get through their freshman academy experience, like that portfolio design, the embeddedness of the professionalism rubric, all of those pieces. Then we're going to be able to have that data. So as we're going through and evaluating each of those pieces, it makes sense in that broader context of the data we're looking at with the pathway redesign.
Anyone else? All right, thank you. I had the privilege couple months ago to see the Lion King production at Jones, and it actually prepared me for my safari that took the next month later. So I was like, oh, look, there's a warhog and there's a lion and all things. So, and I enjoyed the kids too. They did a great job, and I think that we were thoroughly entertained. So our board baby, Mr. Christopher, is very dear to us, and he was part of it, but also just all the students and able to see them perform and be happy and joyful in their performance, really just show all of MNPS, how we do the academic and the extracurricular very well. And so kudos to the Pearl Cone Cluster. You guys are doing great things, and we are glad you came to present. And thank you very much for coming. I understand it's also a school night, so I will also, if you want to leave, you're more than welcome to, as we finish the business of the school board. But thank you for taking the time and giving us and updating us on all your great success. Yes. Now we will move on to public participation. We have one person, Christian Buggs, the former chair, but also beaming with pride back there as the former representative of District 5 and representing the Pearl Cone Cluster the whole entire time. She has been just beaming with pride of her former cluster and all the great things they're doing. So you know the drill. Ms. Buggs.
Thank you so much, Chair Player. Christian Buggs, a resident of District 5, very excited to be here. I actually signed up, I promise, I didn't know that they were going to be here. I really just came to say hello to you all, to shower my love on MNPS, to remind you that the Pencil Foundation really is here to continue to support MNPS so that children like my own, and I'm not going to get teary-eyed, but really the children like my own can really experience the fullness that Nashville has to offer. He's been at Jones since he was 3 years old in the pre-K program. He's now a big second grader. He gets to regularly see middle schoolers, high schoolers. He's tutored by a church right down the street. He's been to perform at TPAC. He performed The Lion King at Jones. I mean, these are experiences that I could have never painted, with my own paintbrush in the sky. And so I really appreciate all that MNPS offers. So let me try to refocus myself and remind you that Pencil is here truly for any educator, for anyone to come. We want our community to offer their time, talent, and treasure. So thank you, Board Member Elrod, for asking about partnerships. So hearing that McKissick Middle School wants to engage with hospitals is great for me to hear, because then I can pass that on to my team. We can make sure that we will follow up with him tomorrow. Chief Chin, thank you for always listening to us, for always engaging with us, for wanting to maximize the use of Pencil. We really do appreciate just being part of the fold. The same to you, Dr. Wallace. I know that I can call you at any time. I mean, the leadership here at MNPS just continues to be helpful for Pencil so that we can be helpful to you all. Again, time, talent, and treasure, our three big buckets of work are making sure that we are a liaison for partnerships. So if ever you hear of a partnership that needs to come to fruition, we're here to support it, or if you need one, we will find it. The second is our Educator Resource Center. We are open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and every other Saturday. And then our third bucket of work is acting as a pass-through for dollars that if a school does not have a parent-teacher organization, we work with the district to make sure that we are eliminating that kind of barrier. Remember that we have Principal for a Day coming up. I will make sure to invite you all earlier in the season next year because we are so at capacity. We're very excited to make sure that we are putting more champions into schools every day, especially during Principal for a Day. We'll see you very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Buggs. Now we'll move on to governance issues. We'll move on to the consent agenda. I will entertain a motion for the consent agenda. Is there a motion? A mover by Member Young. Is there a second? Second by Member Fain. Oh, nope, we got to do a roll call. Dr. Sevier.
Mr. Taylor? Aye. Mr. Taylor votes aye. Ms. Elrod?
Aye.
Ms. Elrod votes aye. Mr. Young?
Aye.
Mr. Young votes aye. Vice Chair Nabar McKinney?
Aye.
Vice Chair votes aye. Ms. Fain?
Aye.
Ms. Fain votes aye. Ms. Mays?
Aye.
Ms. Mays votes aye. Ms. O'Hara Block?
Aye.
Ms. O'Hara Block votes aye. Ms. Tyler?
Aye.
Ms. Tyler votes aye. Chair Player?
Aye.
Madam Chair, you have 9 ayes.
Thank you very much. The consent agenda passes. We will now move on to board reports. We have a board report from our Chair O'Hara Block on the Director's Evaluation Committee meeting that we had earlier today.
So today we conducted the final summative evaluation review for Dr. Battle for the 2024-25 school year. You can view that through the Metro News Network website, the YouTube recordings that are available. And as well, we do have a PowerPoint available that goes through the various expectations and the report from the board on the things that we utilize to say that Dr. Bell had met the expectations for this past school year and to talk about some of the things we are interested in seeing and continue to have conversation about in the coming school year. Thank you.
Thank you. Written information, there's the tax collections on the board, that was in our packet. And just as a reminder, as a closing remark, November, I am so sorry. I totally skipped that. My apologies. Student board member report. My deepest apologies.
It's all right. So our biweekly update, we decided to focus on the tenet of empower and equip leaders at all levels. We decided to focus on Croft Middle School, who has been empowering their younger leaders. Croft Middle School has partnered with the Nashville Zoo since 2003, creating global environmental awareness and developing their talents of future leaders, which is supported by the school's focus on STEAM education. Croft offers a comprehensive related art program that includes zoology, which is supported by being the home of 4 exotic animal exhibits supplied by the Nashville Zoo and cared by the Croft zookeeper, students, and faculty. Additionally, Croft offers AVID, which is a program known for putting a special focus on subgroups of students who have been historically underrepresented in higher education and trains its educators in academic practices that are proven to deliver results from students. And then this board's meeting student spotlight is Hunters Lane's debate team. Hunters Lane Debate Team is a partner school of the Nashville Urban Debate League, Noodle. Noodle is a nonprofit corporation dedicated to offering opportunities for high school students in the Metro Nashville Public Schools District to participate in competitive research-based policy debate. Hunters Lane Debate is composed of 7 people and is sponsored by Mr. Profit and Mr. Stover. At the September 25 tournament, Shania won 5th place novice speaker out of 47 novice debaters. I'm just going to add my own anecdotal thing to this because I recently went to my second debate tournament this Saturday, and I went against Hunters Lane, and they did amazing. I'd like to say the Hunters Lane team, they have a very, very strong debate skills. And our closing and student recommendation are the board is to continue to support schools that offer unique programs such as Croft Middle School so future leaders can thrive in what they're passionate about. Additionally, we would like to encourage the board to highlight more programs/collaborations for high school students so students are aware of what they have available to them. And that is all.
Good job. Thank you very much. And I'm very partial to Croft since it's in my political district. But also, it made me want to go back to school. I know it's like they were connected with the zoo. So I was very jealous about that they have an awesome program connected to the zoo. Thank you very much. And I love that the debate competition, iron sharpens iron. So hopefully we'll use it here on the board. But not too often. It's like, no, as often as you can. As often as you can. We love a good challenge. Okay, we have our tax reports that was in the packet, and just a reminder, November 10th on Monday, November 10th at 5 p.m. we will have a board meeting rescheduled from the Veterans Day holiday. So we do not have to come in on a day off. We can actually enjoy the holiday and celebrate our veterans. So Monday, November 10th at 5 p.m. we will have a school board meeting to reschedule for the holiday. Be no further business. This meeting's adjourned.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.